Hi everyone, welcome to Amaranth. These are general messages for the collective Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus and Jupiter placements. Let's get into it. So the first card you have, Aries, is the Fox. And it is the Nine of Clubs. It's also number 14. So the number 1, 4 and 5 are coming through strong, and 9 of course. So 14 and 9 here, right? So 14, 9, 23, 2, 3, 5, numbers like this is coming through with this energy. And then there is the Fox. Club's energy is more about, fire. It's kind of associated with the element of fire, like the ones. And the 9 number we have, which is like almost the end of it, like mastery number, the number of, getting there, almost there. So I feel that now this Fox energy for you, Aries, is not about deception by any means. It's not about deception at all. Actually, Foxes are never deceptive. Honestly, they're not deceptive. They're just clever. They're witty. They're very much aware of their environment. And the smartest thing is that they use their smartness to navigate, So wherever the space they are in, they use their smartness and awareness to navigate any kind of situation, how difficult, easy, whatever that is. So the message that I'm picking up from this Fox energy is, Aries, that you are smarter than any kind of challenges that you encounter in your day-to-day life. The way, the approach to use this energy is to be a good observer and to have those ideas and solutions to solve the problems. So this is not about being aggressive. Sometimes folks are misinterpreted to be aggressive, to be tough. No, this is not force. This is not about force. This is about using your mind. And there is fire energy, which means it's about using your mind and then acting. Now, you see over here, there is a green pasture, there is water. So we're speaking of green is the color of growth, of fertility. And then there is water, which is also, a touch of emotions. So there is, now, foxes are perceived to be cunning, but over here, because of the landscape, there is water energy present in this card, which means that there is also kindness. So you might be, I feel that you might be using your emotions, your emotional quotient, I would say the EQ, as they say, but at the same time, you're being very, you're thinking fast. You're very smart with your choices. You're very smart with your words. You know how to read the room. You know how to read the situation and how to position yourself there. And you're not doing it by manipulation or by being rude or by being, trying to outsmart people or outwit people. No, that's not your style. You're doing it very gracefully. You're doing it in a very honest way. Because this Fox energy, when it slides into the negative spectrum, it can lead you to being a competitive spirit, always strategizing, always thinking ahead, like, playing a chess game all the time. But when you use it with the Aries energy is about all honesty. Collective Aries energy is honesty, directness. So use it with that energy. Don't derail from the Aries energy of being direct and of being what we call honest. So be honest, but be smart with your thoughts. And the thing about foxes is that they don't attack. Even if they see the hunter is out there to get them, they don't really attack the hunter. They escape from where the hunter is. They find their way away from that situation. So that's the smartness, that's the wisdom. And I feel that you're being very clever with your approach, your strategy right now. You're thinking things too. You're not just impulsively acting, which is the Aries energy, because you're driven by Mars. So you're thinking first and then acting. I also feel that you're observing things, taking note of things that other people are missing at this point in time because you're highly observant. And I feel that you are able to change. Fox energy is also very flexible because there is an air element to this. It's coupled with the air element because it's all about mental agility, thinking, adapting, flexibility. So not only are you thinking, being smart about it, but you're also being very flexible. You are able to flex your mind, your plans, and things like that. So it's a very great energy to be here, Aries. It's like exactly what's going on, and at the same time, don't get into the negative side of it. Don't get dishonest or manipulative and all that stuff. You stay away from that. Then this is a very powerful energy to work with. Now, because the color green is related to the earth, I also feel that you're working towards your earthly tasks. So creating something or, whatever you're building on, whatever you're doing in your day-to-day life to work for the finances, to bring in the money and all of that, I think you're being very strategic around that in those areas specifically. And you're also being very resourceful. You're working well with whatever resources you have. Now, that could be money, that could be your team, the people that you work with, or, the tools that you work with, whatever that is. You're being very resourceful about it. You know how to make things work. And the good thing is that you're thinking really fast. So Fox energy is also like 360-degree angle view, right? So you are able to see the bigger picture. You're able to see multiple angles of a situation, and you're able to assess the situation like really fast. So that's a good thing because, the devil is in the details. I know if we notice the details, we can actually come up with a lot of intelligence solutions. But at the same time, you're being very practical. Also, I feel you're being very, very practical. And that's the good thing about this energy because, see, earth energy only is very slow moving and air energy only is very scattered. So when your Fox energy comes together with the club energy and the number 9, this is what we call as smartness or practical smartness or practical intelligence. It's like the person, you right now, Aries, are able to see the problem. You're able to read it. You're able to get the solution really fast. And you also know how to implement it. So that's great. Now, another good quality about foxes are that foxes go with the flow. They don't go against anything. So that's the thing about you. I feel that you're not going against anyone or any situation. You are going with the flow. You're not fighting. You're not pushing the wrong walls or you're not pushing the wrong doors if they're not opening. You understand that it's not meant for you and you move forward. It's the kind of art that I'm picking up on. So I also feel that some of you could be building, unique products or positioning yourself uniquely in the market. Maybe you started a new company, maybe you have a new product, or maybe something, which you have strategically positioned yourself in the market. So maybe you're exploring different countries or different products that you want to sell, and you know exactly which place, which city, which town, which street you want to open the shop to be strategically placed. It's that kind of an energy. Now, if you really want to see how this fox energy works in the real world, watch the movie The Wolf of Wall Street. It's a beautiful movie. I loved it. Some of you can also, if you're interested to take it up a notch, you can also watch Sherlock Holmes. I think most of us have seen that. So that aligns with this fox energy completely. You can also listen to a song by The Tokens. It's called The Lion Sleeps Tonight. So it's a beautiful song. I think it goes bimor. in the jungle, mighty jungle, the lion sleeps tonight. So what? Listen to that song. You will love it. It's so much in resonance with this energy. And further down on the card, it says, the fox doesn't roar. The fox doesn't need to. The fox observes, plans, adapts, and always finds its way. Be the fox, smart, strategic, rather than alive. Your intelligence is your superpower. So great energy here, Aries. The next card you have, Aries, is resistance. So I feel with this resistance, Aries, it is some kind of an internal war which is going on inside you. Some kind of a tug of war, kind of. So either you're resisting, you're resisting something, whether it's a situation, an emotion, or people, or something, some kind of reality maybe that you're resisting to accept. So I feel that, the kind of energy that you are giving up on things or situations that could be worth fighting for. Or maybe you are just accepting things, and you're just accepting it. You're like, yeah, this is what it is, and you're not taking any action because you're like, okay, I accept things for what it is and I won't do anything about it. It's the kind of energy I'm picking up. So I do feel that there could be a situation in, Aries, that you are in where some kind of action or boldness or bold action is required from you, but you're not doing anything about it. You're just sitting there passively. So, for example, if you're in a job that you don't like, or, the people are, you don't like the people, your team, your boss, whatever that is. With this resistance energy, I feel that, you wished that you did not have that boss or that team person or that peer. But you're like, you know what? This is what it is. So I'm going to just, accept the situation for what it is. And I'm just, I'm not going to say anything. I'm not going to oppose. I'm just going to accept the situation for what it is. And I'm just going to continue doing my work, no matter how miserable I feel in it. So I feel that's what some of you might be doing out there, Aries. Whereas, I feel that there is some kind of a misinterpretation of acceptance and action. It's like, instead of accepting, yeah, this boss is gonna be like this or this person is gonna be like this, you're like, okay, this person is like this and I know I cannot change them. I'm not even gonna wish that I could change. So let me do something about it. What should I do? Find a new job. Find something better. So I feel that you're not acting, you're not doing the work, you're just accepting it. Okay, this is what it is. I'm not going to clarify, I'm not going to stand up for myself. I'm not going to fix it. I'm not going to do anything about it. This is what it is. And I'm just going to, just this is what it is. I'm not going to do anything about it. But the caveat here, Aries, for you is this resistance energy is not asking you to fight for things that you cannot change. It's asking you to fight for things that can be changed, that you can change. So I feel that there is some kind of a fox energy out here is very much important for you because it's going to tell you the difference between what you should be accepting and what you should not be accepting, what you can fight for, and what you should accept and what you should resist. Now, as an example, let me just elaborate a little bit. Like, for example, these days, overall holistic health is at the forefront, like physical health plus mental health plus psychological health, whatever that is, all the different aspects of our holistic well-being need to be attended to. Now, a few years back, let's like rewind the past. All holistic well-being wasn't even a thing. You were just talking about physical well-being. You were talking about, exercising and eating the right diet, and that's all. Now there are more things that are becoming a reality. Like, there's more mental health issues that are coming up, psychological issues and emotional issues, and all of that are being taken care of. They're being addressed. It's not a stigma anymore in society before it was. And before, when it was a stigma, nobody could say anything, because they were just suffering in silence. But now the countries are accepting the reality that, every aspect and every part of health matters, not just the body, not just the physical body. So now they're adapting it. Now there are Now there are organizations that are working for this, and because this should have been done way much earlier. So people who needed the help could have actually healed. So there is a delayed healing because there was delayed acceptance. So people who are resisting, accepting these problems exist. So that kind of a resistance we are talking about here, Aries. I recall a movie that I had seen a long time back. It was called, the movie is Yes Man. The movie name is Yes Man. And, in that there is a character called, I clearly remember it so much in along these lines, because in that movie, he is saying no to everything. Everything. But finally, he decides, in the end, when he decides to say yes, that's when his life starts to transform. And that's exactly what I feel is what's going on behind the scenes for you. That song, Let It Go? Then the movie Frozen. Who doesn't know that song? So it says, let it go, let it go, can't hold it back anymore. So that's the point, where we're accepting, can't do it anymore. In that acceptance in that song is a moment of releasing resistance. And when we let it go, we feel liberated, we feel free, because we surrender to that emotion that pleasing is important. There is another song that's coming to mind. It's by the Beatles, and the song is Let It Be. And the words are so beautiful of that song. It says, when the broken-hearted people living in the world agree, there will be an answer, let it be. So it's amazing. It's an amazing energy to work with, Aries. Now, for some of you, if you're resisting going to if you're feeling something that your body is hurting or aching and you need to go visit a doctor and you're resisting a doctor visit, then something that you might want to look into. Or if there are things in your house that could, actually be thrown away, or not being used, and you're, I need to go. Maybe you're resisting that. You're like, no, I'm going to hold on to it for dear life, but and that thing, that machine, that outdated thing needs to go. So some of you could be resisting that as well. And, it's like, before the pandemic, companies used to resist to remote work. They would just give it for like a day or 2 or 3 or something like that in the entire month, or a few days and a year or something like that. And they're completely resisting of that idea that remote work can even be possible. And then when they accepted it, it took us to a difficult time. And, some companies even did, like having people work remotely. So there is a shift in the work culture because they stopped resisting remote work. So things like that. Now, this can even apply to your lifestyle, like maybe the food that you eat. You're resisting eating something. It could be that you enjoyed having something before, and something triggered, and now you're quitting on some food items and you're resisting having them in your diet. So that could be it for some of you. Now, this resistance can also be at your work. Like somebody says that, let's redo this part of a project because, it's not providing the results, this, that, and the third. And you're standing there and saying, no, it's good, it's fine. Why do we need to change? We don't need to redo it. It's a waste of time, it's unnecessary, and things like that. But the management and the team wants it redone. So it needs to be redone. So in some areas, you need to accept, there is, a need to change. And just, put in the work, do the action, and fix it. Some of you might be, having a resistance towards your family members. Let's say maybe your kid wants to go to a certain college. You have to pick a certain course, and you're like, no, you're not doing this, or you're not going there, or you're not driving, or you're not doing this, that, and the third. So maybe you're having resistance to, what people are saying at home as well. Now, if others says here, everything you resist, you give power to. Every breath you use in the next card you have, Aries, is the Seven of Swords, and it's in the reverse for you. This is minor arcana. Swords energy is the air suit. Gemini, Libra, and Aquarius are the air elements. Now, if others says here, what you have been hiding is ready to be revealed. What you have been stealing from yourself through lies is ready to be returned. Honesty is beginning. So I feel that, Aries, this is the time where I feel that maybe you've not been saying things, maybe you've been lying to yourself or the people around you about a certain situation, about how you feel and things like that. But now you're deciding that, speaking truth is unparalleled. There is no point in, lying to yourself or lying to other people, because that will be deceiving yourself and others. So you're not hiding, you're not running. You are, you're standing in your power. You're being honest. You have the courage to be honest. You have the courage to speak your truth, to face the consequences. And this is possible only when we decide for ourselves that we are not going to lie to ourselves anymore. So, and this is the swan suit. You have the swan suit. You have the resistance. You have the fox energy. A lot of thought, a lot of clarity, a lot of thinking strategy. I feel that now, things are coming to surface, whether it's through other external environment or it's you yourself kind of, breaking through your own illusions, or you were lying to yourself like, no, it's not like this. But now you're like, no, it is like this. So I feel that you're not living in false narratives. You're just, coming here. You're living your authentic self. You're choosing to be honest, no matter what. Even though lying might have been easier, or going around doing underhanded things might have been easier, but you are like, no, I'm Aries. Connective Aries is a very integral energy. You have high integrity, high values. You're very direct, sometimes aggressive, but in the positive qualities, you're very direct, very honest, very, you have high integrity, high values that way, Aries. So I feel that maybe you're running from some situation. You're just running, and now you're like, no, you know what? I'm not gonna have any false pretense. This is who I am. I'm not going to cover up. I'm not going to play any games. I'm not going to lie to cover up the truth. I'm just going to say it as it is. And that's good. The only caveat with this energy is that when you start speaking your truth, Aries energy can get aggressive. Like I just said, it's, you're Mars driven. So you speak fast, but the Fox energy is going to ask you to slow it down and be mindful with the words you say. So I feel that, sorry about that noise. So yeah, we were speaking about, the Seven of Swords in the reverse. So basically, it's like, yeah, saying your truth, speaking your truth, but in a very, kinder way. Like the Fox energy is asking you to be very strategic, be very diplomatic, use the right kind of words. Don't say things that will hurt. Don't say things that will shock people. Don't be too blunt, like the Mars energy that sometimes can feel like really like a weapon. So don't be too sharp with your words, so be mindful of that. Now, I also feel, Aries, that you want to be seen for who you are. You don't want to fake it till you make it. It's like, I'm not going to put on a mask and pretend like everything's okay. You're like, no, if it's bothering me, I have to say it. So maybe you have been wearing that, kind of peacemaker, okay, I'm not going to do this and that sort, and you're kind of holding yourself back from saying and doing things. I feel that now you are like, this is not what I stand for. I want to do exactly what aligns with my idea, with my personality, with my values. So I do feel that you want to be seen for who you truly are and not for, someone fake or someone with a mask. I saw a movie like some years back. It's called Hidden Figures. And for those of you who haven't seen it, watch it. It's an amazing movie. It's about mathematicians whose contributions were not acknowledged. They were not brought to light. They were hidden. And then eventually, of course, everybody finds out and truth is revealed. But it's an amazing movie to see. Hidden Figures is the name. And there's so many other movies that relates to the Seven of Swords in the reverse. I think one of them I saw was Big Little Lies. And if you haven't seen it, watch it. It's amazing, how it's all about uncovering truth. It's all about speaking truth in the end, whether it's a family not speaking truth, whether it's a society, whether it's an institution, whether it's women, whatever that is. It's all about keeping information hidden, secrets and things like that. So that it's a scene narrative, and all of these movies, similar kind of a narrative, I would say it aligns with this energy. So Big Little Lies is another great catch of a movie if you're interested. Now, for some of you, this could be like, for example, I remember reading about a painter who is painting just for commercial reasons, to make money, to because they're working for a company that wanted each of their paintings to be monetized well. But then they realized that that's not what they wanted to do, because it was restricting their freedom of thinking, of expression, of trying and things like that. So then that person left the company, the painter, and then they started doing their own work. They started creating what it came to mind with the kind of, genre that they wanted to paint. And that's when they started, they created their own line of artwork, and it did really well. So some of you could be into that. Like, you probably are doing something just, because you're like, you want to build financial, you want to be financially independent, you want to have financial security and things like that. But then you realize, I'm doing this just for, for finances, to keep myself financially stable. So why don't I just try now doing something that really excites me? So some of you could be into that energy as well. Now, some of you might see this energy playing out around you as well, where, corporates and organizations that have been covering up some information finally reveal the inner data, and, things come to the forefront, and, or some strategies are questioned, some people are questioned, and then there is a need for more transparency. So you could see some kind of information, some kind of news, or, some kind of incidents around you as well in regards to the Seven of Swords in the reverse. Now, for those of you that these energies are playing out in your own personal life, it could be in your corporate life, in the sense that it could be at a corporate level where your company, maybe that they're making corrections now because, they don't want to, they don't want to do anything underhanded, or maybe in the past they had been forced to, or just in general, you're kind of making corrections, and the whole company is making corrections because they want to realign their direction and their values. So you'll see more of disclosures, like, whether it's related to do with the, maybe it's, disclosures about finances, this is the rate and this is the cost. When they say fine print, read the fine print, a lot of it is written in the fine print and people don't even learn about it. People don't even know about it. But I feel that now, the people are either, spelling it out like what's in the fine print or explaining it out and being very honest about those hidden costs and things like that. So some of you could be experiencing that as well. And for some of you, you could be working in your own independent teams and you're lacking behind of deadlines that need to be completed really soon. The project needs to be done. And you're still struggling, or your peers, your team is still struggling to get a part done, and you're not telling it to the higher management that, your team needs more help or more resources or something needs to change. So I feel that you are no longer about hiding it. You're like, let us go tell it to the management. Let us go tell it how it is so that we can at least get the right kind of help, and then we'll see whatever will be. So you're ready to face those consequences, even at work. Now, further down on the card, it says, when you stop hiding, you become invisible to those who would harm you. When you stop lying, you attract only those who can handle the truth. When you stop performing, only those who love your real self stay. The honesty that seemed dangerous becomes your strongest part. The last card you have, Aries, is the Great Goddess, and it further says Transcendence, Divinity, Shakti, number 32. So the number 3, 2, and 5 are coming through strong with this energy. Also, there is a heart chakra activated. There is a crown chakra activated. There is a cute little figure around the crown chakra as well. So if further it says, you are not separate from divine power. You are that power. The Shakti that moves through the universe moves through you. You are transcendent. So, it further says, infinite creative potential and power to manifest reality. Yeah, so this is like, finding the divine in each of us, inside of ourselves as well, knowing that we are beings that we can co-create with the universe. There is infinite possibilities. We have that power. We have that infinite power, like the Shakti. It's believing in our ability to create things. Create whatever we have vision for ourselves, to transform situations, and also not playing small. It's that knowing that, showing who and what you're capable of. Don't play small. I feel you might be playing small in the scheme of things in your life somewhere, Aries. So this energy is about believing in yourself. You have the skills, you have the wisdom, the divine lives in you. The divine lives in each one of us. Knowing that, we are a part of the universe, and also working with the universe to co-create the life that we want. This is also about, not playing small, in the sense that we hold, it's about holding, it's about standing in your power, not standing in your power, I would say holding your power, I would say. Also recognizing that each person also is holding their power. We don't want to dim it. We don't want to dim anybody's light out here. This is also like having those divine intentions, living with your intentions. It's knowing that, that we are divine beings. We are part of this whole, each of us is a divine person that's part and connected to this entire universe. It's treating and seeing the divine in every person along with ourselves, treating our bodies like, sacred bodies, taking care of our bodies like sacred bodies. Also speaking in a very divine way, in the sense that whatever comes out of our mouth is, in alignment with our inner divinity. So here we're talking about the goddess consciousness over here. It further says, I am divine and so are you. I'm stepping into my power and I honor yours. I'm following my divine path and I support you following yours. yeah, it's not about controlling anybody, thinking that you are better or having a leg up and things like that, or becoming the center of everyone's life and forcing what you feel, you believe on other people. No, it's about trusting that you are the divine and you have those values that are in alignment with the goddess consciousness, and also knowing that everybody else is in the same is in the same energy too. They have there's a divine in them and they are on their divine hand. So we're looking at a lot of creativity, creative energies. We're looking at a lot of abundant energies, using our creativity to create the abundance for ourselves. But at the same time, using the divine feminine principle, which is like being very being very, fluid, being receptive. And, a lot of women, which is the goddess energy, playing through the feminine, is also stepping up at a global scale, at institutions, at medical institutions, political institutions, everywhere. So we're seeing a lot of feminine leadership as well. And they are being, they're ruling with all those feminine consciousness, the goddess consciousness, which is like compassion. The leadership in them is not brutal, it's not force. And I feel that's also adding a lot of human values to the leadership. It's kind of, changing the way leadership is done, and it's changing a lot on the global arena as well. Now, this is also a very, like the, watery energy, feminine energy, the yin energy. It doesn't have to be a feminine gender. It's not about gender. It's just about the principle, the yin principle. So some of you might be feeling highly intuitive or feeling, enlightened, or you might be into, you might be, spiritually connected or mentoring people, or in some way, I'm also getting a lot of building things from the, I would say, the, building things with the divine co-creation with the universe, I would say, with the inspiration that you draw from the cosmos, from the divine, from their angels. Would that help? Trusting, having the faith, and knowing that, that the divine is working, or you're co-creating with the universe, that kind of an energy, that knowing that you're working with the divine in whatever you're doing. So this is also about making the choices that are well aligned with your high principles. This is like investing time into those tasks and putting energy out there in those tasks that you feel are aligned with your highest principles, not dishonoring anybody and not being disrespected and dishonored as well. Now, with this energy, I'm also getting, that sacred geometry where the homes are constructed, using certain shapes and designs that honor the divine, or, some kind of sacred temples, or you might be working around that as well. It's like something, about maybe the shape of the house, or an area that's been constructed to honor the goddess energy or divine feminine principle, or it could be spiritual as well, spiritual wellness, spiritual leadership, something around that, maybe properties or maybe some associations, some areas that are connected, and you could be connected with them as well, in some kind of a spiritual practice. And now this also gives me an energy of knowing your worth. It's like maybe you went to a job, like even previously, and whatever, salary or contract, you would just go accept it, without questioning. But now you know what you bring to the table. You know your worth. So you're kind of questioning those things as well. So in overall, this is a great energy, Aries. It's like, that you have that strength. You have that, you feel strong, like connected to the divine principle of strength and Shakti. And you know that, but it's not like a force strength. It's like a strength with compassion, with kindness, with sacredness, also doing and seeing things with a lot of divine guidance, with divine intentions, speaking from being authentic, being genuine, being true, being pure, pure intentions. And furthermore, at the bottom of the card, it says, may you recognize your divine nature. May you embody the goddess not as worship, but as awakening. May your power flow without apology. May you create reality from divine consciousness. May you elevate all who touch your energy. And may you remember you are not separate from divinity. You are divinity. Live like it, move like it, create like it, be it. Awaken to what you've always been and watch as your entire life reorganizes around your divine truth. This is your power, this is your purpose, this is your birthright. Claim it. Aries, beautiful energy here. Those were your messages and hope you enjoyed them. So thank you guys for joining. Please subscribe and hit the like if you enjoyed the content, and I will see you in the next one. Take care, guys. Bye for now.